Can you help me? I'm feeling down. It's just I'm like begging up for a lady. Come and get me. I'm not alright. Don't you worry about the love coming on the Atlantic 10 hours flight. Please just wake me up soon enough for the coming. In the backseat, you're on my mind. My head's never been as much in the clouds. Standing on the beach, I dream about the reach that I could reach the sun for your face. Split the ocean, grab my hand. I won't never let back into your arms. At your place, split the ocean, grab my hand. I won't never let. Oh, you bridge the distance, baby. Can you help me? I'm shaking back. Watch out, my drink is spilling down on my knees, yeah. Coming shortly by Love Airline. Could there be snakes on the plane? I don't mind. Standing on the beach, I dream about the reach that I could reach the sun for your face. Split the ocean, grab my hand. I won't never let back into your arms. At your place, split the ocean, grab my hand. I won't never let. Oh, you bridge the distance, baby. Split the ocean, grab my hand. I won't never let back into your arms. At your place, split the ocean, grab my hand. I won't never let. Oh, you bridge the distance, baby. Split the ocean, grab my hand. I won't never let. Oh, you bridge the distance, baby. The moon is hiding on my side. The night has fallen on my right. The car is drifting on the brink. My life could vanish in a blink, and I sing.
One, two, and two. like it works. Hello guys, welcome to another Direct Strike Commander session. Today I'm gonna cast the days from yesterday match. I wonder if maybe since I have a short session today, I have to leave in about 2 hours. Maybe I will cast the 4 games that happened yesterday. There is 2 with Shame and 2 with myself and the team I'm playing with. Uh, the game with Shin, I already casted it, so maybe I won't start. Maybe I'll start with mine, which is kind of new content for you. And the other one, if you haven't seen it, I will cast it right after. I casted it already, but I think I can do better. I'm not really proud of my cast stuff from yesterday, so I think it would be like an opportunity to cast them again. Or do I start with the do I do them in order and I cast the shames, because I wonder if some of you already seen them or not. No, I think you probably wouldn't because it was at a completely different time. So I'll start with those game. No, I'll start with my game. You have any preferences? Tell them now. Should I start with my game that happened after, but I never casted, or should I start with yeah, I'll start with my game. So that's the people who already seen the other game can leave after. So let's do this. Okay, let me share the chat. I can see the chats. Okay. Okay, so on the top right corner, I will make sure I will present the players while they are all here. So on the top right corner, we have Skippy playing Forazun, and he will playing versus Dufol playing Nova. So Nova versus Forazun on the first lane. On the second lane, we have Firestorm playing Kerrigan, and versus Dehaka, played by Sweets. No, that's the second game already. What happened? Just a second. Just a second. Damn, Basilic is a pro. uh, um, it was this one, right? I'm 100% sure Dehaka versus the Dehaka game came after. I'm confused right now. But it looks like it's right. I mean, the Dehaka game plan first. Okay, maybe I just mixing thing. Okay, on the first one we have a Nova versus Farazun. On the second we have Kerrigan Firestorm playing with the Sweets, Dehaka. I lost him already. And on the third lane we have Basilic playing Setman versus PT playing Phoenix. So a Setman versus Phoenix. So a couple of words about it matchup. I think this matchup is no. I will talk about the matchups while we see the game. I think it will be enough. So we can see a very aggressive opener here from Skippy playing Forazun. No gas, 3 stalkers. It is the most aggressive. This is the most aggressive opening. This is the most aggressive opening that you can have as for Forazun. Stalkers are very strong early game and they have a very strong pushing power that shouldn't be ignored, and that's also a reason when you're playing versus a Forazun, depending on what the other players are, it can be you should be like very how to say, if you want to play safe, just don't take fast second gas, because Forazon can do a lot of aggressive play early game, especially if he's playing with aggressive commander. I mean, Kerrigan is semi-aggressive, Swan is semi-aggressive, but if you see if you see, I don't know, there is a Nova, a Raynor, that can be very aggressive. A Tychus, you should pay attention and maybe be sure they're not rushing you, because if they're rushing you, they could kill you very fast, and second guess will never be. And actually, like, this is a very short game, I see. So I guess Team North was pretty aggressive. So Farazon versus Nova, normally it's Nova favor just because the Nova bio is very strong versus Farazon. Depending on what Farazon builds, Nova use different kind of bio, but the Nova is very strong, and also it's also very strong versus, especially strong versus the air, and it prevents, usually in this matchup, Nova won't go. Farazon won't go air early because Nova is just too strong versus its air early game. It's only late game that it might become good when there is enough Stalkers and DG to deal with the ground. So here you can see nice blinks from Skippy, who just blink backward and try to make the Stalkers, and he actually managed to make a Stalker survive, so Nova died at the bunker, and it's actually a nice performance from him, because Nova should kill 3 Stalkers easily in a fair fight. Skippy is such a cute name. Yeah, I agree. Skippy Yippee. So some pressure at the bunker already. Oh, I missed Kerrigan jumping back, trying to stack with Basilic, trying to stack with me here, and jumping back, and now we already pushing, and Dehaka finally put his hero down. I don't know why he wasn't here first round. It should be here first round if you're second position. You have enough money. I mean, he haven't put any other units, so I don't know why he came so late. Anyway, Team North is pushing pretty strong. I saved my orb to use it on Kerrigan here, and I'm still pushing the bunker. Kerrigan is already half HP now and facing a lot of Stalkers. Skippy finally took his gas. We're all on 1 gas in this game, except the Haka, who is on 2 gas. Oh my. And yeah, maybe that's what I was warning you for. I mean, those are not the most aggressive commander, but they're still pretty aggressive, and they play aggressively in this matter. And you see the blink. He tried to damage the bunker. Unfortunately, he didn't. The shield is still here, so it will recharge most likely. Kerrigan still. I should have built front here to try to stack with Kerrigan. I think that's a mistake. But she didn't blink back this time. So here you see Kerrigan learned that she's versus Haka. So it's a good matchup for her. You know, she can go Muta, that's very strong and extremely difficult with for Haka to deal with. But if you look at the two Hellbats, that's not standard and probably not good versus Farazon. So I'm adding Lings and Gary, very good versus Phoenix. My usually build versus Phoenix is yeah, Ling Lurkers, but I'm also I don't want to commit here. I don't know if it's visible, but I don't want to commit. I'm banking. Yeah, I'm banking, and I don't want to commit before knowing if this, because Phoenix only bought his hero right now. I mean, here I think I didn't see that because it wasn't on the field where I met my wave. So I'm not sure what Phoenix is doing, and Phoenix can go carrier versus me. So I need to be attentive, and right now I'm banking. I don't want to commit. I'm banking, and maybe I won't. Maybe I will be. Yeah, I'll build 1, but I don't spend all my mineral, I think, or do I? We'll see. No, I do. Okay, I'm not banking, but I could have done it. That would have been a smart move because, or did I see it? What did I see? No, I don't know. I'm still using my mineral, but I'm aware that this Phoenix can go air. Here, Sweets open with Hydra, which is actually good versus Stalkers. I mean, Hydra alone maybe might lack some DPS, but usually you add a couple links, and of course you transition to lurkers. Links Hydra lurkers is the standard build versus mass stalkers, frozen mass stalkers. You start with Hydra links, of course, then lurkers. Here you can see that Kerrigan managed to stack with Farazon, and now he's going. So 3 scouts to kill my Gary. 3 scouts is okay. I'm really scared about his Mojo because Mojo can stun my shit here. I mean, Mojo is very good at scanning Gary, and he's mediocre at best at scanning Super Gary. So in this very specific situation, dude, my voice is so much louder during the morning. Due to this very specific situation, what I was saying, I don't know. Hydra probably gonna be the play, yeah. So he says that because usually you can go Muda versus that, but here we have this guy will probably go Mojo and Adepts versus me. I mean, he can also go Carriers, and that's also shoot in the air. And for him, it's weird because here this is going tier 3 for some reason, and that's probably not good. And also a bit ambitious because here we have a lot of pushing power. He needs to stop that. And yeah, he said that Hydra probably gonna be the play because yeah, usually you can play with Muta, or at least Muta is an option, but in some situation, but depending on what's before and after, Muta can be dangerous. And here we know that there might be a Mojo here in the play. There is also the Phoenix Widow AoE here, and here he might go Ghosts. He might do Ghosts and Marines in that matchups. So Muta is probably safer here. Even though you can use both. I would argue you can use both in this scenario, and just be annoying. So you create two answers. Stalkers are I mean, look at this. We are stacking like very hard here. It's 4 minutes into the game and we are stacking already. Here it's a mistake from me. I forget to switch to juice because right now my mecha lurker are depleted in energy, and mecha lurker depleted in energy are useless. You should always at least switch between health and juice to regenerate the HP here, or just let it on juice. I mean, usually for the links, you usually want either health or speed, and for those for both the mecha and the lurkers, you prefer juice. I mean, you can switch between the two, but juice is more important to emphasize that those 2 units, if they don't have any juice, they are kind of useless. So yeah. So that was my first point. And what else was I going to say about the aura? I think I wanted to say something else about the aura, but I forgot. Yeah, this one benefits more for heal and speed. Probably heal most of the time, but speed sometimes is nice when you have a lot of Banes. You just switch to speed like before the Banes, for the Banes to be like very fast on their target, and then you switch back to heal if you have a lot of healing Banes. But once you have those, it's so important that they have juice to function properly. That's actually juice is much more important, and you should prioritize your juice. And here it's one example. Okay, I could still land another concentrated focused strike. I mean, so I mean, yeah, Stalker, sorry. Stalker is still very good, even though the hacker can defend decently versus the Stalkers. Stalkers are very good in the matchup, and I think it's a very strong opening. Some people go straight to air in that matchup. I really prefer the Stalker opening in that matchup. Hydra, and he's true about that also. Hydra plus Horizon plus Stalkers synergize very well together. I mean, Hydra are the DPS, Stalkers are the tankiness, basically. Here I added a couple Hydra. I'm on juice now, finally. so I can deal with that. I don't really need them. I don't want here at this point. I don't want to over invest to Idra because Idra will be shit to push into the next wave, and even versus my wave. I mean, here now he's adding scouts, but I want Idra are kind of shit versus the ground, so I don't want to over invest. You see, I'm very precautious with my Idra. Here I did 3 because I see he's adding scout, but it's I prefer. I know that also Gary shoots in the air. I want to do too little. I know that too little is better than too much. Here I'm using my concentrated spike on those Hellbats. And here I'm using it on the bunker. I'm focusing it. I'm trying to kill it. I'm trying to kill it. And here the blink. And bam. Scan? For what? I don't know. He asked for a scan. Somebody give it to him. He switched his form because I think he switched his form because he says to himself, hey, for this I preferred my Walker Phoenix. I might be right. I'm not a fan of people who dash. The AI will naturally want to dash, use those 2 abilities, the AI, if you don't tell him anything. And I think most of the time those 2 are better. It really depends. Sometimes you can do a good dash, and sometimes you really need to do the backline to do your worldwide and for it to be powerful. But most of the time, if you want to allow your unit to stack, you want those 2. So you have to disable the AI for this one. Otherwise, it's kind of wasted. And here's what he did. And I think in this scenario, it would have been better if he hadn't dashed, just to have more tankiness. But right now, I think the make mistake is like the Haka is. I mean, here the Haka had a window to try to stack unit. I mean, here lurkers. I think I can stack here. If he had just a couple lurkers, maybe also, but probably lurkers are better here because or here he can do tanks. Oh. Holo are really a bad move here also, I would say. Because it's not that good versus Farazun. And the leaks is this, and this unit annihilate the whole Holo. I mean, you can macro it into the lurkers, I guess, but versus this kind of leaks, Holo is not that good. I mean, and going tier 3 is such an investment. He switched to he switched to yeah, the Nova build was not adapted to Farazun. It's not the way you should play it. It's not standard and it's not good. Lot of stalkers, and the pushing power of the stalkers early game is really phenomenal. Versus the Haka in particular, it's I don't know, not versus the Haka in particular, but it's good versus the Haka. And this Haka didn't do the perfect bit. You can see the drone, so that's actually something that can stack. But yeah, what I wanted to say is that here at this point, when you're pushing, they're pushing so hard with tier 1 unit like this. Oh, nice. When they're pressing so hard with tier 1 unit, your chance is to stack here something that stack. And here you can see that this team, none of the players, none of them has anything that can stack, like a long range unit. I mean, he could do disruptors or colossi, he could do lurkers or hosts, and that's nice for him because it's tier 2, and he could do tanks. I mean, all libs, but libs is, yeah, all libs now he's tier 3. Libs, but yeah, libs in this situation would probably not be good. But yeah, I think the bottom chance here would be to try to stack something, because they won't brute force our stack with DPS unit. And now the hole, not the best hole of the world, but it's okay enough, because we could not kill what's inside. Usually you want to hold one you can kill what's inside, but it's enough to win, so we will win probably right now. Yeah, we'll kill the Nexus. And GG, first game is over. Hello Shin. Yeah, Nova's build is out of it doesn't make any sense. I mean, the other one are much more standard, I would say. This one doesn't make much sense. And game 2. It's all the time for coffee. Okay, 1 second, 1 second. Okay, so we have on the bottom right Firestorm. Okay, so it's it's funny because we okay, we switched the player but not the position of the commander, so I don't know. Okay, Firestorm playing Forazun versus Dufo playing Swan. So he switched his Nova for Swan. Basilic playing Statman versus PT playing Carax. And Skippy playing Swan versus Sweets playing Dehaka. So here I could guess that they try to counterpick the commander to the first from the first game. I mean, I know it's debatable for each line, but the Swan is, in my opinion, Swan is pretty good versus Forazun. I know that Firestorm disagree with that, so and maybe other people disagree with that, but I think Swan at least it might be a will to counterpick. I think because yeah, Swan has RS and RS are very good in the matchup. Here Carax, here it was Kerrigan before, and Carax is actually good versus Kerrigan. What? No. Carax is not a counter pick, actually. There is a muta. I'm saying stupid stuff. There is a muta. So here it's not a counter pick. Maybe he doesn't know about that? I don't know. And here, Dehaka versus Setman. I would say that... no. I mean, the meta has changed so much recently in this matchup. But before, the Creeper was so difficult to counter for Setman, before he discovered that he can tank it with other type of units like Observer. I would still say Setman in favor, so I'm not sure they're really counterpick. I mean, but this one to me was maybe a will to counterpick. I think Fora instantly good versus Forazun versus Swan. Swan can do anything about Fora Air. Okay, yeah. To me, the problem of the matchup is the RS. RS are extremely hard for Forazun to counter, and she has nothing. And most of the time, I mean, DT is the best unit, but it's really just underwhelming. And just RS plus a couple Hellbats cannot. And the I mean, the RS rape the voids, like rape them. The voids can do nothing versus the. It's not even close. I mean, it's not even close as a fact. And the Oracle, maybe you can argue, but they don't. I don't see them performing well. To me, the only counter to the RS is the DTs, because the RS counter air. I'm not sure if you already encounter. Yeah. Okay, I don't know if you already countered a mass RS build, but I would be curious, because to me RS is really good in that versus Frozen Sayer. Yes. But yeah, maybe with oracles and corsairs, maybe you can do stuff. In my experience, I don't know. I never had, when I was playing Swan, I never had a problem versus a Frozen, even in houses. So you're saying Corsairs better than DTs? You need to push the RS with the Corsairs. You need to push the RS with the Corsairs. Okay. So, we have bottom team, still aggressive play, 0 gas, 3 Stalkers. Firestorm is a player that is known for his aggressive play, especially when he plays Forazun. So I'm not sure if he'll gas or not, but he's still on. I mean, we both gassed, and he stayed on 0 gas for now. So maybe he will do some aggressive play here. The laser will actually help the bottom team to defend. and it will also help to prevent any stack here that can outrange. Here we understand it's Carax because there's the beam here coming. And he sees it and he immediately tells his lie. Here, while the players are talking about their respective physics. And we have the Swan, we have a Wraith opening for Swan. So so Swan is playing Tehaka. So this is a blind opening, he doesn't know who he's facing at this point. Aras isn't immune to Void Stasis, and the Aras don't spread themselves well either, of course. Corsairs also have a huge bonus damage to light. Yeah, but Corsairs, you mean Oracles, I guess. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try again when I'm Farazun versus Swan. But as Swan, even versus good players, I never had problem with Farazun's air. But maybe he was not playing it right. And maybe when I was playing Farazun, I wasn't playing it right. It's true that I use or the last time I played the matchup, I used Oracles DT Corsairs versus Aras. And it wasn't working. Maybe I shouldn't have done the DT, I don't know. I'll try. I'll give you my opinion after I try it. So we have the laser on both sides. Some nice blinking back with the Firestorm. From what I know, not many of the other players don't like using full air. Most start stalkers are on the ground. Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, at least I'm talking about years ago, you were known to be a frozen player known for like fast tier 3 Shadow Guards into full air almost every game. And but it's also true that at this time, back in the time, the Stalkers opening was not that popular, and I think it's Shame who popularized it, but it's more recent. Tell me if I say something wrong. I never played with you. Hey, it got. Yeah, I'm not. It's not a critic. It got 90% win rate with Pablo. Yeah, it's not a critic. I'm just saying what I. I mean, we were not playing on the same server, so I just tell you what I think I read on the Discord. I guess where I don't see where else I could have learned that. Okay, Carax opening. So Carax opening blindly here, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a mistake here. I mean, it's the first round I put my Gary and my units. So this is a mistake as Carax don't open blindly. It could have been Kerrigan. Last game it was Kerrigan. But I mean, I won't say that Sentinel is not useful in the matchup, but be careful about using blindly. But doesn't Farazun get destroyed by many commanders anti-air? That's why Stalkers is better. They can contest units like carriers. Oof. Oh, on this last sentence, I would disagree. Because I think Void Rays are better versus carriers than Stalkers. I mean, early game you can snipe them with aggressive blinks, but I'll let you to debate the question. I'm more of a Stalker opening guy, but it really depends on the matchup. I think the Stalkers can give the tempo also to your ally to build something, and then give you time to transition later, because you need time and money, because Void Rays are the kind of unit that are good when there are a good number of it, and this applies to Air Force Zone. Air Force Zone needs a lot of investments, and if you go and the Stalkers might help you in a lot of matchup to get that tempo, allowing you to do that. But in some matchup, I think it's still viable to go straight to air. Okay, should I cast or just read the chat and comment? Void Ray lose to carriers alone. There's not too many anti Void Rays. For us, air supported by Dark Archon changed air matchup, but a lot of players also not good enough to use Dark Archons. Yeah, Dark Archons are very important versus carriers, I agree. I think we will see that in that match. They need stalkers to blink forward to tank. Okay, whatever. So he's opening zealots blindly. I think it's not good he opened it blindly, but versus me the zealots are kind of good. They are useful versus the links. Even though my preferred opening as a character versus that man is the annihilator, so that I can just snipe that Gary. I think 2 is enough to snipe Gary if I'm not mistaken. And it's the most cost efficient way and fast way to kill it. So here the zealots are good versus my ground. I mean, until now there's no problem with that. Not bad matchup for me, I think. Yeah, early game at least Swan is very favored versus Haka. Late game, I'm not sure. Okay, Cyclone's huge DPS, so skip him winning the fight. He took the gas finally. So we have similar build on both sides with Swan. So this one chooses to not go for fast RS. He goes for Cyclones, which are kind of not very good versus... I mean, they are too squishy. They are very squishy. But it's also true that... Okay. Ouais. Ok. Donc c'est l'heure à laquelle on part. On a rendez-vous à midi. Okay, so I have to leave at in 1 hour and a half. So now he does mirage, so he wants to kill my Gary with his mirages, which I think it's not really a good idea. um, and he's not really succeeding. I mean, he needed a lot of carriers. He needed a lot of mirage to kill my Gary, and I can always answer with corruptors. Here we have a standard build versus Aka, so the Wraith is not standard, but it was an opener. It was to be annoying, I guess. It forced a tier 2, at least that, but alone it won't do much. But he didn't do the upgrade here, you see. He didn't invest. It was just to bait and to force the tier 2. The Cyclone is a core unit in that matchup, so he focused the Haka. The goal of Swan is to kill Haka fast. If he kills Haka fast, all this unit here doesn't do much alone. I mean, they need that tank in front. It's like Alarak. So the goal of Swan is to kill Haka fast with his Cyclone, and then everything should die fast. But here, he lost the fight. But there's a huge amount of stalkers. He tried to blink back. He wants to stack with me. I should blink forward when I see that. I should build forward when I see that, because Forazun stalkers, this is a mistake from me. Forazun stalkers have this ability to blink back and stack with the next wave. Here he should do it again. Yes, he does it again. My positioning is bad. I should build forward. And here the fight. Still no annihilators to snipe my Gary. Disruptors is here to deal with the mirages. The mirages regroup. My Copters use his ability. So Copters is very good versus Mirage because once it's armored and they do bonus versus light. And 2, he does himself bonus versus light. I mean, not his, but here, this ability. So Copters are the best counter to that. But of course, in this situation, I mean, if you look at this, if you look at this, and if you look at this, you notice that there's only one wave for which the corruptors are useful. So my goal in this game is to do as little corruptors as I can, so to deal with the air and have something that is that is usable versus the other waves. Okay. But of course, in that matchup, if he can be tempted to do a lot of mirages, so I will not get away with 1 corruptors. I'm probably adding more here. No. Oh no, I went for fast super Gary, of course. In this matchup, it's very good. Yeah, I think if I remember, I got delayed. We lost mid. You remember when we lost mid because of the. I remember this. I was so mad. I was so mad at Skippy to lose mid because we lost mid. I couldn't had my super Gary because here Yeah, we have the time today. I will not play. I will only cast, so we have the time. I will just take my time and comment as slow as I want. Here you can see I have 30 more 9 seconds, 20 more 9 seconds, and I need only 250 minerals. So that's totally doable on one gas if you have mid. But here this incompetent fuck here, aka Skippy, will fucking lose the meat. And because here you can see I'm still having it. I'm still having it. And we lose the mid. And it, I'm not having it. And here I'm not having it anymore. I think. Yeah, I'm not having it. Yeah, here I'm not having it. So last second I buy something. What did I buy? Last second I buy my copter. I want to go super Gary before copter. Okay, so he blinked back. My positioning is bad. I'll fast forward since we already seen those fights. My copters do well versus a Mirage. My Gary is enough. I don't care. Now I have super Gary. Next fight. Now they do better because they could stack together. What the commander? Blink back. Aggressive blink. Forces a scan. They're almost time out. So at this point, it means that they're doing a great work. When there is tanks is a good answer in this scenario, but you need to make sure that he doesn't snipe them. So you want a bit here, a bit here. You don't want them all at the same place so that they can actually stack here and not be sniped easily by an aggressive blink. For Camarax, the Lix is a bit annoying for him, but it could be worse because he doesn't really need the lift versus me. So he's kind of wasting his lift here, but it's not really annoying for him. Of course, any Lix is annoying. And here, very nice beam on Super Gary. I mean, Super Gary could have pushed very, very hard. I'm using my orb because, yeah, I know I am about to die. It still wasn't enough to kill the stack, but yeah, it was a good beam, I guess. I mean, there's not a lot of very good beam here in this game. Maybe this one is beamable, very nice. This one is not really beamable because, or it is, but you have to do it after an aggressive blink. Because, you know, you shouldn't, rule number one of using your Carax beam, don't beam something that can blink. or do it right after they blink in mass. And actually, you could maybe do it. Actually, maybe the best blink is because Firestorm does a lot of aggressive blink. So after an aggressive blink, it's actually a very nice beam because beam do bonus versus armored. So you always want to do something that is small, armored, stacks a lot, and doesn't move. And I mean, both cyclones and stalkers are 2 tiles units, so it's not that small, but it's small enough, I guess. Smaller than Super Gary. But here, if Super Gary would have leaked into that wave, it would be extremely. Super Gary leak is extremely annoying for the Haga, so maybe he saved that, and that's a good for him. You see, I do the minimum amount of captures I can get. Oh, am I on juice? No, I'm not on juice. I just switched, but mistake from me. I switched too late. And now I'm keeping the orb for Haka. This one was not very good, and this one was even worse. But at least I'm doing the efforts to keep the orb for the Haka because I know that I don't need it for my wave. I mean, I can kill my wave without it, so I'm happy to use it on the Haka to help my ally, which desperately need my support. He's probably begging me right now to help him to deal with his wave. And as I'm a good guy, I keep my orbs. Here the DT comes into play. So it is nice to add some DPS, also to deal with the tanks, can be nice in addition to the Stalker Blink. I mean, he could be tempted to go air at this point. And here maybe Shin would say, hey dude, why don't you go air? I mean, you're pushing it to a freaking Carax. And I think both are viable here. Both are possible way to play. But he could go air, definitely. Here I'm saving. So here I'm microing my mechanic faster because the AI will use all the energy on roach away. So I have to do it manually if I want to use only one roach away and then you heal my Super Gary. I want to heal my Super Gary because it will provide him a buff in terms of attack speed, heal regeneration. And here, nice. Here the orbs are much better. And for Haka, this is really bad. For Haka, for now the priority of bottom team is to not gas and just gain mid because they have a very bad synergy with that leak. I mean, for him leaking into Carax, it's not that bad for Carax. Oh, he did the Shadow Guards, actually, and that's actually that's a clever move because DTs are liftable, and you know he's pushing into that. So if you want to push, you don't want something that is liftable, and Shadow Guards aren't. So that's good thinking about him. And now he's starting to snipe the cannon, and it's done. You can see the game is pretty long, so they push back at some point. Hop. Shadow Guards. Yeah, here I don't understand why. I would have added Void Rays, I think. And a couple Corsairs, right? They still have beam, right? No, they don't. They do use it on me. Here I'm healing Super Gary, having that buff. So restore ego energy, but I don't care. Life. Is it actually providing heal again, dude? Heal again. Heal again. You fuck. This is my fault. What is this fucking guy doing? Yeah, I'm not concentrated here. Dude, I'm ashamed. No tank stack. So here they played differently, and I think they corrected the mistake they did in the first game. I mean, we are pushing, okay, but they try to build a stack, and here they have more siege units. So they have this, and Dehaka have the lurkers. So they really corrected the mistake they did in the first game. They are trying to stack something at least. They're being pushed, but they are trying to stack something. Oh shit! I forgot to change the title of my I'll just change the title of my stream. Direct strike turn no three tournament cast. Like I want to call it live because I want to say I'm live, but it's not a live game, so I'm a Sunday live 3v3 tournament cast. Okay, this is better. So now the carrier come. Carriers are actually a very good answer versus me, and it's something that I'm really. It's the unit he has that I'm the most scared of. By far, especially late game. Early game I can deal with it, but I just wanted to check the. I will. You see, I use the roach away and I keep one for Gary. I just wanted to check that. Restoring life, energy, ego energy. Yeah, it doesn't increase attack speed. It's just restoring life and ego energy, but doesn't care about ego energy. Maybe it decreases the cooldown of the orb, but I don't think so. No, it doesn't. So just for restoring life. Here, you see two orbs, so there is a hole. He hold. I kept my orb for that, and it was actually a good one. Skippy, you see, doesn't sieging his tanks. He wants the firing power first, and he will siege after. Right now, very nice. I think it was nice timing for him. Super Gary still staying alive. The bunker, the Cyclone's doing the DPS. Tanks stacking here. Very annoying. Cyclone providing the vision. And the goal of here also a mistake from Skippy. Now that Skippy has tank, and Skippy should be building back and his front so that Skips because I don't have siege units. He doesn't really have siege units. He's the only one who has one. So now he should be back and him front so that we want to protect those tanks. But it's still managed to save 2 of them. The Corsairs, nice. Helping with the storm. Mirage are good. I mean, Corsairs don't do very well versus Mirage at first, but when there's a critical mass because of the AoE, at some point they become stronger, but it's much later. Earlier the Void Rays are more cost efficient, but he uses also. They also have a storm used for storm. Okay, this is annoying for me. Okay, this Carax being from himself. This you can. I won't comment on my miss micro, but that was kind of bad for me. No, they could stack. Because here because of the beam, but the composition makes much more sense than before. And they're pushing, and this will be annoying for Firestorm. And here it's another reason why it's nice if he would have gone air, because versus that kind of flicks, air would be very good. I mean, by air I mean mostly Void Rays. But a couple oracles always useful to put on stasis. But at least he did the Corsairs useful. Try to blink to kill the carrier, but it doesn't work. The tank stack, actually I think they could stack tank and here, and that was very strong. They could push back because of that, and that's exactly the mistake they did the first game. Okay. Here I'm still mismacroing. I'm adding Hydra now because there is carriers. Hydra are like copters, a bit less dangerous, but I want to do as little copters as possible. Hydra is kind of the same. But it's less dangerous. If I do too many Hydra, at least they should ground. They're totally useless. And now they push. Carrier stack, Impaler stacked, tank stacked. So they build a stack that we need to kill, and we don't have enough pushing power to kill it outside of without the help of a bunker or a nexus. I don't know if they kill it. I don't remember. Do they kill the bunker? I mean, here Skippy is adding tanks. They should really rework their positioning. I guess it's less important than in standard, but it's still important. You need to be very attentive when you're using Shadow Guards or DT with the stasis. I never did that research. This stasis can really be counterproductive and help unit to stack, because the units are not attackable with the stasis. So when the stasis disappear, there's the next wave coming, and this one that had the stasis will not be focused. It will just stack. So you need to be attentive that you don't overstasis, and sometimes it's better to disable it. Here finally Firestorm successfully cleaning that with his DPS. Up. Now I have some Hydra. I'm on juice. Nice. Okay, now it's better. My Hydra doing it. Here I should heal. Okay. I saved the orb here, I think, for the Haka. That's nice play. Super Gary versus 4 caminal value of Carax Air. Yeah, Super Gary is good versus Carax, but the carriers are really scary for me. I mean, it's really a scary unit late game. I mean, early game I don't fear them. Late game I'm really scared of them, just because of their range. So they try to stack again the tanks, so they're doing the same strategy than before, trying to stack at the Nexus, and maybe for some will not be able to but that's why I think that air would have been nice here, because he really stayed on the ground for really long. And it's very strong in a lot of matchup, and here it's very strong in his matchup. Versus Swan, Stalkers are key. I mean, versus Swan, Stalkers are very useful. Yeah, I know Shin disagree with that, but if there is no RS, I would say it like this: if there is no RS, Stalkers are very useful. They could stack again at the Nexus. So now this carrier's really annoying. Difficult to late game. More difficult to handle with Stalkers and a lot of tanks. And this is very deadly for Firestorm. Yeah, I think this is also a very strong argument for air transition. So now there's a tank stack. I should maybe add some links, but that would be useless versus my whale. Oh, there was a hole. Oh shit! I did the orb. It was kind of okay. It was kind of okay. Oh no, actually it was good. I cleaned it. I cleaned it. So we kind of broke the stack. Please use your ability. Don't embarrass me. I'm on stream. Okay, nice. Okay, now we're creating a stack. Tanks Skippy. It's tanks versus tanks. He's adding Wraith. He's adding Wraith for the anti-air, for the Carax leak, for 2% and 2%. Wraith are very good versus both his leaks and the next wave. I mean, Wraith are not very good versus his wave, even though you can argue that he doesn't have enough anti-air. But Wraith are not very good versus Haka, but they are very good versus Carax air, and they are very good versus Swan in general. So the air, I like the air transition from my colleague Skippy. And here we're pushing again, but we like some anti-air. I mean, Super Gary won't do it alone, and the Carax air, scary Carax air with the +3. Did I add links? Yeah, I added links. Yeah, for the tanks, most probably. For the tanks and for Haka. Still, they still could stack this. I mean, the strength of the carrier is the range. I mean, 8 range, that's a lot. That's almost a siege unit. So if the next wave come up before you can kill them, they will stack, and that's very, very dangerous. No, he's adding DT. DTs have this problem in this very specific scenario that they are liftable. So when he will push into Carax, there will be Carax when as he's pushing into Carax. When Carax come, his mirages will have the graviton beam active and available. You know what I mean? Because he's the leaks, he's the one pushing. So they will always be lifted, even though maybe they're not targeted in priority since they don't focus air. Let's see if they are lifted or not. Yeah, they're lifted. Yeah, he has enough mirage to lift whatever he wants. And they are in the front because the DT go forward. I mean, they with the Shadow Furies, so they go forward, so they get lifted and killed here. The links are also here to feed my Super Gary. Remember that. Yeah, and what also helped the character stack is this reconstruction beam. It heals units plus the drone. The combination of two make them like a lot of regenerating power. No, I love this Wraith move. I think it's a very good decision. It's a very, very good decision. I know he did the upgrades. He's 2-2-2. We are 17 minutes into the game, so pretty late. Bam, the DT doing the DPS. He wants the DT to for the tanks, I guess. He wants to have the to like snipe them. But yeah, Vadres would also be possible versus tanks. This is unfortunately stacking. We didn't see it, unfortunately. So it does the damage and it stacks. He don't do much pushing into Carax with his compo, unfortunately. Okay, it's good. Bam, bam, bam. Heal, 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 heal. You heal, you heal. Oh fuck, it died. It fucking died. Um, um. Up, sorry. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. And the Dark Archons. And that's a very nice move, I think. To push into the carriers, it's very, very good. So you see, nice aggressive blinks. So this is a really move I really agree with. He can even use confusion if he wants. Yeah, he used confusion to gain time, and he controlled the carriers, and that's actually a very nice move. I mean, here it didn't do much, but I think it's very important to fight Karak's air. Void Rays and Dark Archons are to me the best counter to Karak's air. Here I don't have enough anti-air, so I know I should add more. Actually, it's okay-ish. But I want Copters versus the Ultra versus the Mirages, and I want Hydra versus the Carriers. So, but I also want to do the minimum of the two because I want to add. You see, I'm adding. I added more. So I added more Infestor because I'm like fuck. I want to do the minimum amount of anti-air I can to push into Haka because I have the feeling that we can push. But at the same time, I don't want to do. I want to like anti-air, so I'm adding Infestors. Usually I don't do more than two, but here I will add even more. I think even a fourth one. I think. Because it's just shoot air and ground, and they are good versus Haka, and at least they do something versus Karax. Thor is not a bad move in the matchup. I would agree with. I would prefer RS. I think RS are much better, but Thor is not that bad. Yeah, here he controlled the one gun, and you need to control the carriers. Or maybe he was about to die, I didn't see. Maybe he was about to die and they were out of range. That's also possible. But the role of the Dark Archons is really to control the carriers. Okay, finally we're pushing. Dude, you're embarrassing me. Okay, good. Oh, the Tyra, that's annoying for me. That's really annoying for me. I would like to go, I don't know, Battle Carrier Lord or Lurkers versus my Hydra Wave versus my Dehaka. But neither Battle Carrier Lord or Lurkers will be good versus my Wave. And I'm really scared that if they come back, I have a useless army versus Karax and he beats me. Because late game Karax is very strong versus me. Now a lot of Wraiths. This is the best move of the game, I think. The tanks also very useful. Nice Tor ability. Yeah, I think they are out of range for the Dark Archon. That's why he control the Mirage before they die. He cannot reach the carriers, unfortunately. Okay, he could control those 3 units. That's very good. I'm adding probably Carters. There was a beam, but it's okay-ish. We survived. Still on juice. But to push into that, it's pretty difficult for me. I mean, I'm fighting a full air army. You have to imagine that I'm fighting a full air army and I'm pushing into full ground army. So I'm kind of. It will not be me who will be pushing in this game. And Firestorm also have a lot of problem pushing because of his ground compo. And ground compo is not good versus late game air Karax. So it will probably. I don't remember well, but it will probably be Skippy who will be pushing that. If he turned off the DS stasis, he could using the MC on the Thor before they barrage. Yeah, probably true. I don't like the stasis most of the time. I often disable it. I mean, sometimes, at least I never research it on DTs. Did he research it? Yeah, he researched it on DTs. I never do that. I think the 4 stasis of the Shadow Guards are enough. Most of the time, you don't want to stasis more than 4 units because you want something to kill. Yeah, and here he could. Let's. Yeah, I think he could have MC more the. He could have MC more the Thors. I think you're right. If there was no stasis. We're still stacking, but here I have a full anti-air build, so I'm pushing into that with my bad build. At least I have the orb here that I might use. I heal myself. This guy, okay, good. Did I use the orb? Just to see if I should be embarrassed or not. Because I know I was saving it for Haka. And here, being tentacled. Bam, bam, bam. Did I use it? Tell me I use it. It sucks to be humiliated on stream. Dude, I didn't use it. Okay, I have to say something from my defense. When I see myself, but I'm pretty sure it would apply to any of you watching your own replay. You're like, what the fuck did I do? What the fuck did I misclick that? What the fuck? Why the fuck did I do that? I mean, it's always easier when you're watching someone playing to see all the mistakes they do, even for yourself. You know, it's oh, finally Void Ray transition, and he was tier 3, so he was not using his dark pylon at all. He has 12 dark pylon unused. Get detect fire. Are we ready to scan? Here, control here. Now he can reach a bit better the units in the back, but the dark archons are still not really able to use. Oh, okay, he could. And the hole, orb, 2 orbs in the hole. Yeah, I didn't micro the mecha infestors, but yeah, who does that seriously? Okay, wait, here's the stack, here's the final push, my army survived. This guy is still hanging out here with full energy. Okay, I do it, finally. And it's the GG, and Team Usurpers, I didn't put my overlay. Team Usurpers win 2-0. The second game was much more interesting, and I think they played much better. I mean, the first game, yeah, Nova didn't play it right. Dark Pylon is wasted if you use it on Stalkers. The way Stalker function is that they should be seen in order to allow the cloaked unit to heal up. Yeah, yeah, it's not really useful, and it's not that useful to use it, but it's also even less useful to end the game with 12 Dark Pylons. But on Centurions, they're actually quite good on Centurions. The point is the Dark Pylons cloak the unit, and by this it decreases the attack speed by 15%. So that's non-negligible. So of course, after blinking, the Stalkers have this 15% buff. They have it, but only after the blinking. And so, I mean, 15% damage buff plus being cloaked is is something huge. So you should use it on at least on Centurions. Even if it's of course better on Void Rays. Here I would have played Void Rays much. What do you think about that, Shin? What do you think about this for? I mean, of course you're Shin, so you're pro air, but do you agree that he could? What do you think about him transitioning to Void Rays sooner? Because I felt he would have been much better versus his own wave going full tanks and also the wave he was pushing into. I mean, the only reason he doesn't want to do Void Rays in that matchup is because of the RS, but there were none of them. So maybe because he was scared of the RS? I don't know. I would definitely use Corsairs earlier instead. Okay, Corsairs, but no. Okay. Corsairs and Dark Archons already handled the rest, to be honest. Okay, so no Void Rays for you. Just Corsairs. But versus Swan, I mean Swan had no air, so Swan had no air, so if when they pushed back, if he has mass Corsairs, they would have rolled on us. Imagine, he has less anti-ground and much more Corsairs. They push. He faced Swan in the middle. His army do nothing. Mass Corsairs plus Oracle. Okay, so then it's become... But the Oracle would have been useless to push into Carax. I mean, the problem in this game is that I was not able to push into Haka because I was countering a full air build. And Haka was full ground, so my army was kind of useless versus Haka. Firestorm had the same problem. He didn't have the same problem, but his army was shit to push into Carax. So if he had done Corsairs and Oracles instead, yeah, he would have Corsairs, and late game they could have worked versus Carax kind of, but Corsairs plus Oracle are not that good at killing Carax. Yeah, I don't know, I have mixed feelings. Okay, I'll cast the game with shames. The game with shame. So 4,000 forcing air and detection usually makes the wave leaks into much weaker. Usually make the wave leaks into much weaker. I'm not sure to understand what you mean. A wave that normally wouldn't have detection would then need 2 or 3 ops. Yes, but the ops of Swan is how other uses. In this very specific scenario, the ops of Swan also protect your units, so he can do more. I mean, when there is mass Corsairs, it's too expensive for Swan to do enough vessels. It's too costly. I agree. Though. Okay, let's hop on the game with shame. So I think so. Alias is shame. He's playing with face field, which is Codex, I think, and WoW. And if I'm not mistaken, Codex is chicken hehe. I'm confused with all those names. I'm confused with people using different names in the game and in the chat. So I'll check that. Team Ye. Codex is chicken ye ye, and it's face field. Yeah, I was right. Corsairs beats Science Vessels and Wraith goes, so Swan has to make ground anti-air, which are vulnerable to Oracle Sun. So essentially it become a game of if Forazun can stunlock Swan. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, so let's hop into the second game. So we have Team Ye playing Team who was the other? Triple Triad. Yeah, Triple Triad. Okay, so on the bottom right we have Shame playing Mengsk, and he'll be playing versus Pew 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 playing Kerrigan. Mengsk versus Kerrigan, very difficult matchup for Kerrigan. Here we have Facefield playing Faceling, aka Codex, aka Chicken Hehe, playing Kerrigan versus Tony Stark playing Stukov. Okay, that's an interesting matchup, I like it. And third lane we have WoW playing Abathur versus Alarak, played by San Ricardo. So I can see some good synergy here from the top team. I mean, Manx plus Abathur, very, very nice. this pushing power. Here is the versatility. Here is the pushing power, and here is the AoE and air control. And on the bottom team we have Kerrigan, the pushing power. Stukov. The Stukov can be played very different ways. I could not, but he's a low DPS stacking commander, I would say. And Alarak, Alarak, I'm not sure how to define it. Okay, so game is started. Pew Pew putting his turrets. His Kerrigan, yes. Let's see. Kerrigan first. He put Kerrigan first before gas because you have to choose. I think if you're first position, you cannot do Kerrigan and gas, and Kerrigan will be pushing here, jumping forward, trying to take that mid as soon as possible. Here we have 2 units of Manx. He put it on the side so that maybe one can get past mid and get the mid here. And then jump back, try to get that mid as long as possible. And face fields, starting with Kerrigan 2. Top team is without gas, okay? Top team is without gas, they want to push. Bottom team is without gas, nobody had gas in that game. They both playing the aggressive play here. And Facefield finally managed to kill that duel, to kill that Kerrigan in a duel. Here we have a San Ricardo. He doesn't know who he's facing yet, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But his opening is very versatile. Stalkers, one has 3 Stalkers, 1 Ascendant is almost always good. He did already the upgrade for 3 Stalkers. Here Facefield opening with versus Kerrigan with a lot of Dominion Troopers. And I remember being surprised by this. Because for me, Kerrigan has AoE with his lips. I'm not sure why he doesn't spread them a bit more. I mean, it's true that the more you put them together, the more they have DPS at the same time. But dude, Kerrigan can dash, right? And he did it right, and he killed it. Team South is still pushing. 6 players on 0 gas. It's a very, very aggressive play. Stukov opening, Sieves plus bunker versus Kerrigan. Blinking back. Kerrigan blinking back, trying to stack at the bunker. They want to kill everything at the bunker, and now, ooh, wow, opening Muda and 1 Swarmhost versus Alarak. Alarak is very vulnerable to that, and the key to deal with Alarak early game, if you want to kill the Muta with your Stalkers, which is totally doable early game, very early game, you need to have your Alarak in front, because you want the Muta attacking that, because this is not armored, so it will and this is E-level by Supplicant, so the Muta will take a shit ton of time killing Alarak while the Slayers does the DPS. And it kind of, because of the dash, it kind of worked. The Muta focusing Alarak, so Stalkers are doing, but there is a Kerrigan that we also need to kill. So now the top team will take the advantage. The Swarmhost still stacking and things safe. Kerrigan helps a shit ton here, and now Alias, same strategy. Hey, I don't want to spread my units. Whatever the dash is, let's go full firing power with a compact army. Pew Pew started the Hydralisk, which is the bread and butter in this matchup, if you ask me. I think early game, Kerrigan need to use the Mutas, and it's also a matchup in which she can be scared of POA, so she will need the Mutas anyway. And Mutas are just one of the most versatile units of the game. Team South doesn't see. Oh, they see. Team South doesn't see the hidden. And he had some benches, bunker benches. Pretty standard build versus Kerrigan. Hydra, pretty standard opener versus Stukov. Of course, versus ground, you prefer to go fast ultras, but often the benches prevent you to do your ultra too fast. And it's like in the other matchup. You need, it's like in this matchup versus Manx. You always need Hydra in this matchup. You always need Hydra versus Stukov just to be safe versus the bunker. So you cannot do straight to ultras even if you want to. Here you can see that he equipped everything to build his Emperor Shadows, rank 3. So he's playing with that, unequip to get the money, then build, then he will equip again. You see, he right clicked the equip. We have here Alarak did a slightly better with the help of the Tony Shark infesting the bunker. And yeah, as I explained, as long as the Muta focus Alarak, you're fine with a couple of stalkers to defend it. But you will want your ascendant as soon as possible because it's possible that Alarak invests heavily into the Mutalisks. It's really possible. It's really an option for him to do. And I think he's banking biomass, so he has something in his mind, and I don't know what. But yeah, Ascendant are the real counter to Mutalisks. I mean, Destroyers and Mothership are just, some people do that. It's just suboptimal. Ascendant are much better. Team South pushing. No, he had some volatile. It's good if they are well positioned like this. Like you can. Yes, I think it can be good. I don't like this upgrade where it goes underground. It becomes vulnerable by anti-ground. I mean, in this very specific scenario, it doesn't change much because all the Kerrigan units can shoot the ground and the air now. But later they might be ultra, so by doing this upgrade, it might actually make it vulnerable to anti-ground units. It's a personal opinion. Some people like it. Here the Marines are is an annoying leak for a Bather because the Muta are kind of vulnerable to it. So Ascendant, I like this move. Not the best orb I've seen, but it's something. You need more. You need more than one Ascendant. I would say when I see a Bather going Muta, I do 3 at least. They need time to rank up anyway, and you need to start ranking up as soon as possible. Okay, now the Somos are stacking. And that's pretty scary, and that's very difficult for Kirkan to deal with because versus that kind of leaks, she really needs the ultras. And actually, the ultra would be good versus that kind of build also. I like the positioning of Tony Shark. Okay, now top team pushes. Still on 0 gas, top team. Everybody's on 0 gas. Very, very aggressive play here. But top team managed to actually build a stack and look at the Storm who's almost timing out. I mean, they are uncontested in this game. So he's adding more. Because he could go mass muta in this matchup. But he's just adding this to be annoying. And he's successful. Now they need something to muta. I'm not sure in the matchup, but maybe. But it's very vulnerable to. I mean, this kind of combo. I mean, look at this. There is Emperor Shadows. There is Dominion Troopers. Maybe it's for force the because the immolate that will work on the muta will not attack the grounds. Will not like be efficient versus the muta. So maybe it's to force him to spread the immolate, but it's also true that Meta need upgrades to be efficient. Look at this, 2 upgrades. So doing a couple won't do much. I would have gone ultra to clean the host, and clean that, and force Aegis or Sky Furies. Okay, nice. They could push back. Only 2. Actually, this build is pretty okay. I mean, he's not doing it, but by a close margin, I mean. So there is some leaks for Alarak. For Alarak, the goal is to be in front while the Muta attacks. You want the Muta attacking Alarak. Okay, here it works. Ascendant, do your job, do your fucking job. Okay, but you only 1 is not enough. He needs 2 or 3 at least. Okay. You need to kill the Swarmwood bug for the next wave arrive, and the goal of IS is of Shame is to come before. Ouch. Okay, he managed to save just one Swarmhost, one golden Swarmhost, but it's enough, I guess, at this point. And now the immolate on the bunker. That's really scary for Stukov, because the immolate can kill not only the bunker, the shell, but also everything that's inside in just one shot. So it's a significant army value that will be killed in one shot. Alarak is adding still Muta some hosts. And here versus the leaks, I'm not sure the Muta of Pew are. For me, the Muta are neither good versus his own wave, neither versus the leaks. I don't understand this move. I would love him to explain me what he had in mind, because I'm pretty sure he had a reason to do that. So this Emperor Shadow Leaks is what? Why would he do that? I mean, I guess it's a misclick because you want to emulate the bunker. It's much more army value, and Kerrigan doesn't have any cloak in it anyway, so yeah, it's a misclick. Let's say it's a misclick. He emulated the detection for some reason. So Team North pushing. They finally took a gas. Team North finally took a gas. He's using the orb on the leaks because he's desperate, I think. And now the Ravagers, very scary, especially if he can hold them up to that, because this build is very vulnerable to Ravagers. I'm sure he does it for this because, yeah, maybe he's pushing into Kerrigan. So because Ravagers are not that good versus that, I would say. So I think with his Biomass Ravager, he's already thinking about the pushing. And here is a move I didn't understood. The Sky Fury, because there is no Ultras, and even when there is Ultras, I don't know. I personally, maybe I'm wrong, but I personally prefer the Aegis Guard because they do well versus every other kind of unit, whereas the Furies in this very specific situation would be only for the Ultras. I don't understand why he did that. And one theory I had was that he did that so that the Muta will clump around the Sky Furies, and the Immolate will be better. That would be one theory. Nice Biles. Dude, Bile, do your work, do your fucking work. Yeah. Miss micro a bit the Bile here. Kerrigan cleaning, but Emperor Shadow, bam, bam, bam. Emperor Shadows, dude, Emperor Shadows. Yeah, I don't see what this Fury does. It doesn't even kill something. I mean, here it's also good versus the bunker, but he won't fight it. It's not very good versus the Banshees. Maybe at least it does something. I don't know. Here it's good to kill the shell of the bunker. That's the only good use I see here for him. Yeah, maybe it does something versus the Banshees, but this DPS is so low when he's not fighting massive. I don't really understand. I think he did a second one after, and I was confused. I would want to ask him why he did Furies. I'll ask him now. I don't know, but I don't have him on Discord. He's not on Discord, and he's not here. Okay, he's not online. Okay, I'll ask him next time. Why the fuck did you do Furies in that game? Yeah, I just missed him. He was online 2 hours ago. I mean, technically it's the evening for him. Okay, still with a compact. I don't understand this formation also. You see, he equipped to build his fourth Emperor Shadow. His Emperor Shadows is the king. He added some Imperial Ancestors. Used the Immolate on the bunkers and not on the detection this time. Nice. But maybe, yeah, maybe it has some anti-air ability versus the Stukov benches. It's not efficient at killing them, but it's also unkillable by everything else. And here some mutas are added from face field. Very good versus Alarak, especially Alarak who choose to do Vanguards to counter the Hydras. Ascendant would have been good here because Ascendant would have been good versus this leaks. I mean, as good as Vanguards, and especially more if he's transitioned to mutas, and good versus his own wave. But Vanguards were more of an immediate DPS, I guess. And now the Ultras finally. And the nice wave. And the Ultra will be much more efficient at cleaning the leaks, especially the fucking Swarmhosts who tend to leak. Okay, still one Furies. What time is it? Okay, I'll need to be a bit quicker. I need to not pause because I have one more game to cast and then I have to leave in less than half an hour. I'll still write him. Maybe he'll see. I'll still write him. Maybe he'll see my message when he comes back. Okay, ask him the question. I'm interested. Because yeah, now a second Sky Fury, so but now there is Ultra at least. Now there is Ultras. So at least they have some use. Yeah, maybe one theory is that he did it as a precaution. One theory is that to make the Granita clump. One theory is to make to have at least some anti-air versus the benches, even though they're not really efficient at killing them. And Team North is pushing. The Vanguards are not enough. Look at this stack. The Emperor's Shadow with healing. The fucking Swarmhost stack the whole time. They're almost time out. The heal just before the end. The GG comes. Well played to Team Ye, who takes the first game. Should I put an overlay? Okay, I'll put an overlay. I think I can do that quick. Hop, Team Ye, Team Triple Triad. So 1-0 for Team Ye. Up, up, and up. Yay! Okay, game number 2. Let's hop in game number 2. How do you pronounce hop? Let's hop. I'm not even sure how you write it. Let's hop. HOP? I heard that, but I think I've never seen it written. So we have, without any surprise, Shane playing Mengsk, first upright position, versus Pipu playing Stetman. Here I'm really surprised. I was really surprised at Pipu playing that because we know that. I mean, maybe he didn't know, but he really took the risk that he will play something different at a different position. Maybe it was a mind game. But it was dangerous because we know that Shane loved to play Mengsk, and he was first position Mengsk's first game. What mind game could it be? I mean, because this pick almost, or the game is already lost here. I mean, a Setman is really weak versus Mengsk, and I think if you want to play it, you have to ban Mengsk. In the game I've played that I casted earlier, I was playing Setman and we banned Mengsk. What mind game could it be? Because Mengsk is good versus Kerrigan, so it's not that he was expecting Shame to pick a commander good versus Kerrigan. He could just, if he wanted to adapt to what he saw last game, he could just go on with Mengsk. Mengsk is extremely good versus Kerrigan, especially late game. At some points, if you do POA, Kerrigan cannot counter them. Okay, so we have Shame versus Pew Pew playing Setman, so Manx versus Setman in the first round. Here we have Kerrigan, so same commander than before, playing versus Dehaka. Okay, this change, he was Sukov. Kerrigan versus Haka. And third lane we have Abathur, so top team of the same composition, exact same position, exact same commander. Abathur versus Alarak. So this is the last matchup is the same. They didn't change anything. So Pew Pew opening lanes to just take the mid. Manx doing the same on the other side to just take the mid, opening with a Dominant Trooper. Let's go. Is this better as a view? How can I do it again? Okay. I have no idea. Okay, phase fields, blinking back, trying to have me as long as possible. I'll switch to the prediction tab so that I can see when people rank up. Okay, so of course, Statman open the dance, going tier 2 to have Gary. Ricardo, same opening. This time no upgrade for two stalkers. Probably better if you ask me. Okay. So Alia's opening troopers, troopers, because he knows that there will be a Gary this round, second round. Gary is here from the second round when you play Statman. So he already did was it enough? Yeah, maybe, probably. He did the A troopers. A troopers are kind of expensive. He spreaded them to be sure that the wave won't kill them. Why there is no fucking Gary? Okay, he should have Gary at round 2. Usually I'm not sure why he didn't have it. Anyway, impaling himself on the bunker. Haka opening Ravager versus Kerrigan. This is risky because this Kerrigan could want to go Mutas. Yeah, and that would have been a very, very good move actually, because he would be pushing into that. And Arak is vulnerable to Mutas, especially this Arak who doesn't use Ascendant. But maybe versus the Leaks it would be less safe, but Kiyaga is very scared of Kerrigan's Mutas. It's not the only way you can play, it can also be a mix of Mutas and Hydra, it can also be pure Hydra, but the Haka is scared and should always open Hydra just to be sure, just in case that Kerrigan go mass Mutas, because it's a viable build. And until the Haka has his tier 3 with Tyra, he doesn't have a lot of tools to deal with them. Mass Kerrigan Muta beats Kerrigan Mass Kerrigan Hydra. Mass Kerrigan Muta beats Mass the Haka Hydra. And Mass Kerrigan Muta beats Kerrigan's Mutas. Kerrigan's Muta beats. Fuck, dude, I'm already tired. It's 10 in the morning. Kerrigan's Muta beats the Haka, Hydra, and Mutas. So we need the Tyra. And now the Sky Fury. You see it? He put it on the side so that he doesn't get targeted. But that's a very smart positioning. You see how he was on the side so that the Hydra ignored it. I love it. So Sky Fury, the best unit versus Statman. It counters everything Statman has basically. And there is two ways Statman can react to that. He can try to kill it on the ground with Banes, or kill it in the air with the Hydra, or do a mix of the both, which is most of the time the best solution. So this Kerrigan didn't want to do Muta, so he went with Hydra, which is probably the safest play here. I mean, it's the most versatile unit, and yeah, depending on what the other does, it might be safer to go Hydra, even though Muta are technically better in a vacuum. And here we can see Abatha. This time he says, "Hey, fuck this." Last time the Swarm Hosts were nice, but this time I'm not here to kid. I go straight to Mass Muta. Okay, at first, but huge amount of Muta there is here. At least they're fighting Haka, but that's not enough. I mean, at this point, oh, there is already an ascendant. Yeah, okay, there is already. But now when he sees that he need more, he need to add two or three, at least two more ascendant, but maybe even three. I mean, it's a very strong Muda commitment that we have here. So I hope Alaric will react. Blah blah blah. Swan doing okay versus Manx, considering the fact it's a very hard matchup. Aka eating something useless, but there is no good thing to eat for Aka. Oh, actually, maybe except that he should eat that. Um, jump, eat. Hey, what the fuck? Why does it? Hey, what the fuck? Why did he eat a giant? There was a fucking Sky Fury next to him. I mean, and this was manual, right? Because it was further away. I mean, I think I'm not sure because I always micro my eats, but I think the AI eat was the closest, so it should have. This was manual. I would guess. Okay, two rats almost beat it. Yeah, Max did well actually versus Setman did well versus his wave with Manx, and he does the mix of Banes and Hydra, which I think is good. So now Alaric has to deal with the leaks, but the second Ascendant, that's much better. That's much better. A second, at least. Two orbs, nice. Yeah. One more. One is missing. Just one more. Just one more Ascendant. And enough. You need also enough. You need enough supplicants so that the when the orb is launched, he can revive the supplicant to have the second one to restore his HP. So you need also more supplicants. Yeah, for set for of course for Setman, he's pure Setman. This guy is fighting his worst nightmare, and he has a mass Mutalix. And versus the Muta, I mean, his Hydra are not even good. They are decent at best. Now he's adding a couple Muta to take the shot. Here the Muta have no other role to just take the shot while the Furies do their job. Pure Setman. It almost hurt me to see Setman playing Manx. Here, it's Fury, eat Fury, eat Fury. What the fuck? What the fuck? I didn't eat anything. Okay, so then this was kind of ugly to see. Top team is already stacking. Hydra, Furries. I mean, Furries don't do much early game versus anything else that's man, but they're still very tanky unit, and I don't know. Yeah, it's still one of the strongest units in the game right now. I don't know why he flied over. This was microed, but miss-microed, I guess. Yeah, bunker go down. He couldn't orb that, and now for Setman he's screwed. I mean, he need corruptors, otherwise he died. And corruptors are suboptimal versus Manx. It's not the current meta, but at some point it was, so it's not that bad versus that. You do the corruptors so that I mean, at one point in the time, like 1 or 2 years ago, it was a standard play. When you see Furies, you just added corruptors so that your Hydra can kill the corruptors in the air. That was the way to play it. Now it changed. And when I say what that was the meta, I'm mostly referring to that was how Tiamat, the best Setman players, was playing it. So now it changed, but at least, so what my point was that corruptors can save him from the mass muta, and he has no choice. He has no other way to kill the mass muta from Abathur if you want to save the Nexus. And also not that bad, even though it's suboptimal versus his own wave. So it's probably the only way he can save the Nexus right now. Dehaka coming. Dehaka pushing into Manx. His build is not that bad for Manx, so that's he's getting lucky that his build is compatible versus both. This Dehaka doesn't like lurkers or any unit that stacks, and I think that's a mistake because at this point they're pushing so hard that the only hope to push back is to stack units. And when you think about it, he needs Ascendant, so he cannot really stack unit. He needs Hydra, Banes, and Corruptors. Oh yeah, he has that in Corruptors. So he cannot really do a unit that stacks. So it's the role of the Haka here, who is the only one who in this very specific situation can do unit that can stack at the Nexus to start the prediction right now, because they are pushing extremely strong and the defense will be here at the Nexus. I mean, if you look at Abathur's Muta, I mean, you can understand that the game is almost done now. It's almost done. A lot of Hydra. Here, let's see the wave, the two orbs. That's actually nice. Nice heal from Abathur. But he doesn't have the supplicant to revive. Oh no, he has the second orb. He want to keep it for the Muta if he can, but he could not, so he kind of wasted it on the Muta. But that was nice from him. He wanted to keep it for the Muta. He knows that those Muta can kill the Nexus very hard. Remember that Muta do bonus damage with their upgrade versus armored units, and those a ball of Muta like this, if there wasn't that Corruptors, I think it would be GG. The Corruptors doing a lot of damage here. He used the heal just before on the Muta, so now he doesn't have anymore. So actually Statman killing the Muta kind of efficiently, even though I'm not optimistic for this game. You know also that this is a problem when you play anti-air and anti-ground. Most commanders have this problem of their army splitting and and fighting separately. Here you have a couple unit anti-ground unit fighting alone. At least it's Bane, so Banes don't need really the support unit. They just impale themselves and kill stuff. So it's probably the type of separation of army split that is the least impactful for the commander, but it's still something you don't want or you want to avoid. Now he had links, and that's probably also a good idea. I mean, I would prefer a stacking unit, but versus that, the DPS of the Hydra is really complementary to the rest of the army. Did he fucking eat a... He still don't want to eat Furies. He doesn't want that. Maybe he's a vegan or something. It's a Dehaka with a very specific and very selective diets. He doesn't want to eat anything, and I can only appreciate the value of that. I mean, I think we live in a world where people eat stupid stuff, and I can only respect when people say, hey, no, this, I'm not taking this, even if it's tempting, even if it's at a lot of HP, even if it's at a lot of value, you don't eat it, and I can only respect it. No, the Ascendant is becoming bigger and bigger. I like it, the fact he rank it up, but he needs more of them. I think he still doesn't have enough. I mean, the amount of it I see. No, 3 Corruptors, so look at this, 3 Corruptors. I mean, he can defend, even though Abathur is going full Muta, biomassing the Muta, this guy is going like full YOLO on this build. Statman is able to defend just because he have the best tool to defend versus those Muta. What time is it? Just, yeah. I have just the time. I will. It's perfect. It was just perfect. 3 Sky Furies now. I mean, Furies is the best weapon that Shame has versus Statman. And this Aka still not inclined to what did he eat? I'm curious, sorry. Still not inclined to change his diet, or we'll see. I mean, we see nowadays, we see a lot of people changing their diets. Let's see on the what will he hit? I'm not sure about the igniters. Why he added them? Why did he hit? Ah, it was a Fury. Okay. So he changed his mind. He said, hey, dude, there's only stupid people that doesn't change their mind. So let's eat that. At least taste it. It's like, at least I want to taste what it looked like. I want to I mean, maybe I was too abrupt with my too radical with my decision earlier. I mean, at least you should taste food before saying you don't like it. And this Dehaka took some... was wise at some point and say, hey, I will taste it, and we will know next round if he liked it or not. Top team pushing very hard. Bottom team is on 0 gas mostly. 1 gas, 0, 0. Top team took the gas, now is gassing. They can, I guess, but they could also have finished the game. Ah, shit, dude. This DPS is insane. I mean, this Setman is just saving the Nexus, and very, very skillfully. I mean, the game would have been much shorter if he went for Corruptors. He had no choice. He had just no choice of doing Corruptors, but I don't see any way the bottom team could be pushing. As I explained before, the only way I could see bottom team pushing is to stack thing at the Nexus, and Dehaka was the only one who was able to do that in that game, and he's not doing that. This guy is too focused on on his diet. This guy is too focused on his diet, and he don't want to stack. What? It was a fucking Warhound, right? It was a fucking Warhound. Yeah, so he didn't like the Sky Furies. He didn't like the... I mean, who I am to judge the taste of people? I mean, it's something you cannot judge. Some people like stuff and some people don't like stuff. I know there was a Fury here, so maybe he did that. No, it's not. No, I think he hit a Warhound, but it's manual. What I appreciate here, it's manual. The AI would have already eaten something. And here, he's thinking, you can see that this lizard is considering every unit. He takes the time to... He doesn't want to eat right away. Most people eat right away, but this guy is thinking about it, and bam, he hit a Warhound. And... I'm making fun of him. It's not nice, maybe. No, it's a joke. It's just a joke, okay? But I don't understand why he hit around, jump, okay. The Furies, I think this was manual. He turned to fly over and then land again behind. I think that's Shame micro. Shame is known to micro very, very, very heavily his units, almost every single unit. And here I think it was intentional. And the push, the DPS of the Hydra are crazy. I mean, this guy. I mean, often Kerrigan cannot do full Hydra because Hydra has a lot of counter in that game. But when Kerrigan can go full Hydra, it's a crazy DPS and stick breaker. And here they're not really contested. I mean, technically the Ascendant could do well, but there is not enough Ascendant. I mean, there is only 2 of them. And they don't have the oh, no, now he added the Supplicant needed to revive them. Still pushing blood. Amount of Muta is crazy, dude. Imagine there was no corruptors. The Nexus would be dead in 1 second. And now he heals. He heals again, and the Nexus will go down, dude. The Nexus will go down. There was not enough corruptors, but poor Setman, what could have been done? He did the maximum. The Nexus is going down. GG, well played to Team Ye, who won 2-0 this game. So guys, I hope you liked it. I will probably put a rerun of this exact stream. I'm never sure when I put a rerun if I should like put another game that happened like another time. Because right now the people who are here just viewed that, so they don't want to view it again. Yeah, so maybe I will just I'll just. Did you see I did a rerun this night? Did you see it? Or did I cut it? No, I will stream in a couple hours. I don't put any rerun now. I will probably stream this afternoon. Not sure why. I'm eating with family. So not sure when. I'm not sure why. I probably stream this afternoon, probably mid-afternoon, or maybe this evening. I will put down. I will take care it today. If I think today, I will take care of making the VOD. I know that I need to put the VOD of all my casts. I will upload them on YouTube and on Twitch. Anyway, it was a pleasure to have you, and see you next time.